The first Brooklyn Book Festival took place on a crisp September day at Borough Hall, with bold-name authors leading big idea discussions. Just over a decade later, Brooklyn's Little Book Festival is a world-class literary event. It is also spilled from the steps of Borough Hall all the way to Sunset Park. And New York City Councilmember Menchaca is here to share the details of this Friday's upcoming book festival event. And welcome back to BK Live.
Thanks for having me.
Books, books, books. I love books.
It's the most inspiring thing you can hand to a young person.
Well, there's a quote. You say, books entertain, educate, and broaden horizons.
Yes.
Why do you think books broaden horizons?
Well, I mean, all you have to do is think about that first time you saw that book that, one, it kind of spoke to you. What we are doing in Sunset Park is actually partnering up with the local school, PS24, and the heart of Sunset Park, Brooklyn Book Festival, and really thinking about the community that it serves as a school. We have an incredibly diverse community, Spanish-speaking, Chinese-speaking, Arabic-speaking community, and the incredible partnership that was almost flawless came together and said, we gotta respond. One of the beautiful things about books, though, is that it inspires kids to read, but it also inspires the whole family to get around. And so part of this really great program is at nighttime, families are going to be encouraged to come to the school 6 to 8 p.m., listen to some authors, and there's going to be a rug with yoga, and really inspire some through the readings, through different cultures. There's a celebration of Islam, there's a Chinese author that talks a little bit about the culture, and really kind of integrate everyone together into one space.
Cool. So, like, hearing that, you kind of killed one of my questions. We know the Book Fest takes over Borough Hall and Brooklyn Heights. It stretches and stretches, but never before have they done like a satellite event months before. So this is a first-time sort of neighborhood seed that's being planted in Sunset Park. How do you guys score that little coup?
Well, a couple things. One, the Brooklyn Book Festival team is a team that I'm intimately connected to. Having worked at the Brooklyn Borough President's Office on that crisp day, I remember that very clearly when it kind of birthed itself onto Brooklyn, the Brooklyn scene. It really inspired me into a real commitment to making sure that everyone gets access to this experience, not just in downtown Brooklyn geographically, but bringing it to the community. We are also experiencing in Sunset Park an incredible crisis of overcrowded schools. And so many of the spaces that are in our schools right now are having to be transformed into classrooms. And so the thing that I hear more from our kids and our parents is that we need new things to inspire, to entertain, to open and broaden horizons. And books are one of those things that makes everyone smile.
Well, speaking of smiling, you know, it's one thing to have a sort of a festival, but can you tell us about the day-to-day, on-the-ground condition of the libraries that are in the neighborhood? I understand there's been some redevelopment there as well. 100%.
So we are now in a fast track. We just passed in the City Council through a budget and a land use process to rebuild our Brooklyn Public Library on 4th Avenue in Sunset Park, and expanded almost twice as big with a state-of-the-art infrastructure. It was one of the decaying libraries of the system, but it was one of the most busy libraries in the borough. And the thing, if you walk in right now, you see all the cultures emerged inside the space, and they wanted a new library. But not only that, so we're going to get a new library in this reconstruction, and then 49 new units of affordable housing. Yeah. And 100% affordable with low AMIs, and 50% of those units are going to be going to our local community board, 7 members. So we're going to be helping people register. Even undocumented immigrants in our neighborhoods can actually apply as well. So this is an open to everyone opportunity. So libraries are important for us in Sunset Park.
This is kind of the model of what they hopefully will replicate across the city. I remember downtown Brooklyn, the business library there, they were years ago talking about making it mixed use with affordable housing and the library, but this is coming.
This is 100% affordable. It's different in that way.
And set asides for people who already live in the neighborhood who've been there the entire time.
Right. Now this model of 100% affordable housing on top of a brand new library is the model that I think a lot of members in the City Council and private our residents are really asking for and demanding. Because of the use. Again, this is one of the most highly used libraries.
Well, you're speaking about the library, but
keep going on the infrastructure train.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about the libraries, but also about like just bookstores in general. Are we sort of seeing a resurgence of people using the library system? I mean, they were speaking about in the Bronx how, over the years, the Bronx lost all of its bookstores. I think one just recently opened up within the last month. But are we sort of finding that same situation in the environment of Sunset Park? Are the mom and pop booksellers able to hold on as when you can go, down to the Walmart or not Walmart, but the big box store, never Walmart, but or even the library? Will the library sort of help booksellers in the area, or?
Well, so there's a couple things to think about when we think about businesses. I think businesses are having a hard time surviving. Period in the borough.
Brick and mortar.
Where we need to really focus is in our public institutions, and this is why we're focusing on a brand new library. We're going to have an interim library at 43rd Street and 4th Avenue, where we're moving the library into a public space and continuing to service the community with some mobile vans that will bring more access to books. But I think that's where we need to focus as a city, is figuring out where our public institutions can be a place. That also includes our schools. And remember, I said that our schools are overcrowded right now. Really investing in spaces like our libraries in our schools to make sure that they have the resources they need and the librarians they need to engage kids at school.
Well, we got a statistic actually in anticipation of you being here that nearly 20% of the about 7,300 new seats added have been in your district. You've gotten 4 schools online in the last 4 years.
Yes.
And there's another one coming. Why the drill down on schools?
Well, again, the crisis is real. And when I got elected, the first thing that people said, this is the crisis you need to focus on, is alleviating the overcrowded elementary schools. So we got to work and re-engaged in a relationship with the School Construction Authority and said, this is where you need to focus your time. As a result, so many parents and organizations were created to really think about the importance of it, work hand in hand with the School Construction Authority, and now we have 4 schools in the last 4 years. That's a real commitment from parents and the students that are walking.
It took 4 years to make a school.
Well, it's going to take a while to build them,
Yeah.
but the fact that 20% of the new schools and the new funding that is going to new schools is coming to Sunset Park is a testament to the community engagement that I've been really championing on the ground. It's all about infrastructure and really focusing on the kids.
Okay. Well, what else is needed in your district now that we have you here and we had a chance to speak to people? And even before the lights and things came on, you were saying that everybody can participate. It doesn't matter if you are of voting age. We're talking about the participatory budgeting.
Yes.
How is that process playing out in your district this year?
Well, we are the crown winners every year of the most engaged people casting votes. So this last year we had over 8,000 people vote, more than any other district in the city. And we moved the voting age down to middle school students. And so you had a segment earlier with Girl Be Heard, and that's an organization that I support in one of our middle schools, MS 88. And I just talked to Abigail on the way out, and we're really excited about the energy coming out of our middle school students. They really understand how important it is to activate their imagination and the need that they have for infrastructure, new playgrounds, new air conditioning units, and they're actually able to practice that through a vote at the end of the day. They go door to door knocking in their neighborhoods with their parents, asking people to participate, and that's training the next generation of people. And the 2 girls that were here that were speaking their truth to power through poetry or through music is what I think we're all trying to figure out, how every voice can be heard. And that doesn't just happen because it needs to happen. It happens because you build it. You open the doors and you welcome that. And that's what I'm doing in the city council.
If you build it, they will come and rent a book.
And they will speak their truth. And they will speak
the
their
last time
truth.
you were here, we talked about the redo of the street, and we also should get into
4th Avenue. Bike lane coming to 4th Avenue.
To NYC ID as well. We want to get those updates, so you have to come back.
I'll come back.
New York City Councilmember Carlos Menchaca from the 38th.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
The most people participated in this.
That's another
kudos, sir. Kudos.